you guys just had your fall classic. I bet for you that had to be great to get right back out there and play for the first time since March. How was that?
Oh man, to watch the guys get to compete was such a blessing. We talked about blessings each week in practice and how fortunate we were, and to be able to get out there and albeit compete against each other, not another opponent. We put uniforms on, we turned the scoreboard on. We had live streamed with announcers. We tried to make it as game-like as we could, and I think the guys really thrived and enjoyed that environment. A chance to compete, because it's what they do to glorify God. Is they compete on that athletic field, and it was just fun to watch.
It was really fun to watch. I got to watch all of the games. I got to live stream them, and so it was really cool. And in one of the games, actually, I remember a freshman pitcher, Joseph Romero, went up to the mound. He struggled a little bit at the mound, but I remember the key thing that I remember from that whole broadcast was you were in the booth, and all you did was encourage him. And you said, "This is going to happen, but this is only for him to get better. He's only going to get better from this." What did you see from your whole team that really just encouraged you to see their play?
Well, we've got a pretty good, as they say in sports, a pretty good culture going in the CBU baseball program. And since I've been here for now 19 years, the seniors take the freshmen under their wings like they were taken under their wings when they were older, and they recognize that fall, like I was saying on the game live stream, is very difficult. There's so much information being thrown at those young guys, and detailed ways we want them to attack everything, at bats, ground balls, how they put their shoes on. And oftentimes those freshmen who are highly successful in high school find a moment of doubt or skepticism on, am I any good anymore? Because I'm no longer the best player on the team, and I'm no longer as good as I thought I was. And those older guys come alongside them, and we try to, as coaches, encourage them too, that we say it all the time, if they can just get to the top of the mountain, then that walk home, that end of their journey becomes a little bit less strenuous, and it slows down. And so great story. I know I'm going long here, but John Glenn, the person that got the hit that you're referring to off Joe Romero, John hit 111 his first year in fall. 111 is not a great batting average. It's a terrible batting average. But John learned through those experiences and ended up being our conference freshman of the year just 3 months later. So that's what I realize, and I need those guys to understand that you're going to fail before you get better. If it was good, easy, everybody would do it. It's kind of the hard that makes it good, if all that makes sense.
Absolutely. And then, as we've seen throughout the whole series, we saw a lot of people perform very well in this series alone. But really, who should the Lancer fans be looking out for this year?
Man, Brian Pope and Chris Barisa had quite the competition on who's going to be our number one pitcher. I've got a handout or a sheet that says great teams have multiple number one pitchers. So that's what I keep referring to those two. John Glenn, the aforementioned, had a phenomenal fall. So I think we will lean heavily upon our older guys, but we'll need impact and influence out of the younger guys. We have 8 freshman pitchers. So in order for us to be a complete pitching staff, we're going to have some input from those guys. And we've got some lineup flexibility, similar to the Dodgers, where we can go left or right-handed. We can move some guys in different spots. So I think our depth, position player-wise, will be a key as well.
You mentioned the Dodgers World Series champions. You said multiple number one pitchers. I think the Dodgers might have 5 number one pitchers around this whole league, and that's something that set them apart. You clearly saw it in the NLCS and the World Championship. You saw it set them apart. And do you think that having all those great pitchers is really going to set you apart this year?
Man, pitching, most people don't argue, say it's the key component to the game. Pitching and defense wins championships. You can't ever have enough pitching. And it is the one sport, and I think that's different than most, where, the worst team in football, I'm a Cowboy fan, struggling right now. The Cowboys, are going to have a hard time winning a Super Bowl. But in baseball, if you get one guy on that mound and he is believing in himself and he's controlling that baseball, the worst team in the league can beat the best team in the league. And I think that just shows you how important pitching is. So to your point, if you can build your team around pitching, you can beat anybody. And that's kind of what we've done in the past, and we're hoping to do this year.
Well, Coach, we wish you guys nothing but the best throughout the rest of your year. We'll probably see you one more time, either if that's when you guys are on the mound or if that's before you guys get going. We wish you and your team a happy holidays as the holiday season are approaching.
You guys too. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. I wish all the students travel safe on their way home. All the Lancer fans, until we can see you back on the diamond. Keep watching us on the internet and with programs like yours.